Marissa with In Magazine. You are the
President and editor-in-chief.
president and editor-in-chief.
Yeah, I wear many hats.
So In Magazine, what do you guys want to target? Who do you want to target, and what do you guys want to accomplish?
Well, we're targeting men and women. We're targeting between 25 and 42 years old, and it's mainly, I don't want to say necessarily high-end, but it is more higher end, and it's lifestyle. So we have fashion, beauty. We will be working with doing technology, cars. We have some stuff lined up with Gary Singh.
Nice.
He's got some pretty nice prize.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing things with him. So it's a little bit of everything. We have bloggers that are contributing on various topics. Right now, a lot of it is either entrepreneurs or fashion, beauty. And then this issue, we're working with 40 under 40.
Okay.
And the next issue, we're actually theming it mompreneurs.
Okay.
So, and our cover model, she is a mom, and she was in Top Model Latina for 2015. So,
Nice.
yeah, we're trying to cater to everybody within that demographic, 25 to 42.
So how often do you publish?
It's going to be every other month.
Every other month?
Yes.
And what will you be distributing?
Right now, we have a couple places that we're working on. Specifically, we have Closed Mentor, and we're also, we have a location up in the Poconos that we secured. We were originally looking at just keeping within the Lehigh Valley area, but because I live up in the Poconos personally, I've been collaborating with people up there, and they want to be involved.
Yeah.
So we kind of,
That's nice.
it was very organic just how it happened that it happened to flow. I met a couple business owners doing my own personal stuff, and I mentioned about the magazine. They're like, I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a distribution place up in the Poconos. There may be one or two. One is definitely part of it. It's called Blueprint Hair and Salon up in Stroudsburg. And then we're going to go from there. We are trying to keep the print limited, though, because we're not charging, and it does get expensive.
Yes, of course.
So we can't really have too much distribution right now because we are a startup. Until we could get more money coming into the magazine, then we can start to open it up. But we don't want to put all of our money into print magazine and then have zero return.
Okay, those are two questions. How do you see yourself attracting investors, and what methods are you taking? And is there any online distribution?
Well, we do have the digital magazine that's available on our website in magazine.com. We are also utilizing Magster, and people can log in, register, become a member to magster.com. They could get a slew of other magazines that are out there, but we're specifically on there for now. We are maintaining a free digital print as well. In order to get sponsors, a lot of it is networking, social media connections. We're also doing
You guys are hitting hard with social media.
We're hitting hard on many platforms. But then we also have our more valor-oriented movement, the Beards and Bow Ties.
Yes.
And we're making that a paid photo event.
Mm-hmm.
For people, and that's partially how we're trying to ascertain some of the funding for the magazine.
Did you explain the Beards and Bow Ties event?
Yeah, that was actually done by Darnell. He came up with it months ago, and I had just stepped onto the scene when they had already planned out their very first one, and that was October of 2015, and that was over at Steel Stacks. And really, he's trying to bring chivalry back. And he noticed, as well as I have, there are groups of people that are starting to come forward, and they want to elevate themselves, not just in fashion, and not just in lifestyle entertainment, but just morals and values. And you kind of see that resurgence of it coming about. We do have a younger population that is coming to the Lehigh Valley, and a lot of them are business owners, young executives, and entrepreneurs just trying to make it.
Yeah.
And
tons of them, we meet them every day.
There are a
To do
lot.
this, like every day we get mail, these entrepreneurs.
Well, and we just found
people
somebody on Instagram. He's from this area originally, but he's a model down in Philly. But his whole lifestyle is actually geared towards almost like beards and bow tie. Just you can see just from the photos that he fits the bill. So we're actually going to be contacting him to see if he wants to participate. We have a box subscription company called Meniscope.
Okay.
He's somewhere from New Jersey. He typically markets for New York City, but he's out of New Jersey, and he's going to be bringing his subscription box stuff. He wants to be a sponsor.
Okay.
And I'm actually, no, it's men's grooming.
Okay.
And I actually got a box from him, so we're going to be reviewing that. And that, I kind of came up with that on my own to do box reviews. So there's hundreds of these subscriptions now.
Tons of video. When it comes to video, there's tons of that too. I know you guys are a magazine.
Well, I was looking at just pulling 5 or 6 or 7, and now it's kind of taken on a life of its own. And we're going to be putting that into, if we can make it into this next upcoming edition, the April-May edition. If not, it'll go June, July. But I've had companies even reaching out to me now, asking if they can send me a box. And from that, we have other companies that are now getting interested in beards and bow tie, because we have a lot of men's grooming and men's fashion companies that are looking to collaborate with us with the box review. And so we're hoping that we can pull in sponsors that way as well. And for funding, other than doing the beards and bow tie, which is more of a lifestyle movement that he's utilizing as a photo event, putting features in as well. We're networking and we're collaborating with other business owners, and I mean, we're being pretty straightforward. We're not really beating around the bush. I think if you beat around the bush, they kind of get the hint and they're like, well, what is it that you want from us? But we're excited about what we do, and we're passionate about what we do. And I think when you have that excitement and you have that passion for something, they feel it. And a lot of people are like, oh, wow, you know what? I want to be a part of this too. And everything's tailor-made. We have the media kit, but we don't have any prices set because we understand some of the people we're targeting are startup companies. They can't afford much. And then you have others that are more established that can afford it.
Not only can they not afford investing, but they can't afford to ramp up full scale.
No. And so, like Meniscope, he can't do a full on sponsorship, but we're going to implement him in different creative ways. And Darnell has been speaking with him privately on what he thinks that he can do on his end for him to become a sponsor. So it's really very customized and very tailor-made because everybody's in a different progression. And we are too, we're a startup. Yeah. So we can't turn around and act like we're Vogue or Glamour and demand things from people when we ourselves are in that process of growth.
So how do you filter out what you want to do and what you hope to do and what you realize you can't take off?
Well, we try to make each edition thematic. And within that realm, we try to keep things cohesive. If we have other ideas, we kind of table them. We use Google Docs, and we'll just put up all of our ideas, and then we go from there. Some things we'll get started on, but then we got to push it off to the next edition because we have issues with scheduling and time parameters, or people cancel out or have to reschedule. And so, and it's a really neat dynamic too because we all don't live together.
So how do you hope to attract really high value to your magazine?
A lot of it is guerrilla marketing. It's just beating the streets and telling people about it. Also with the distribution sites, Closed Mentor, I know it's fully behind us, and she really is going to be pushing it once we get the next edition out. And we do have new connections that we're constantly making. Art of the Skin, she's pretty much on her way to going international.
Nice.
And So I think if we continue to find influential people that are of the same mindset and understand what we're looking to do and are supportive of us, I think that'll transcend and it'll help us. But a lot of it is just social media marketing, getting it out there, making sure people are liking, tagging, following.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. It's daily,
You guys are working very hard all day, every day.
every day.
So next question, magazine. Obviously, people are used to magazines and pulling out ads and little leaflets here and there.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to avoid that? Or?
We are trying to avoid that. We don't want the little leaflets. We don't want the little postcards. We're not looking at doing quarter or eighth of the page ads. We are looking at full, at least 1 or 2 page. Well, even advertisements, we don't really want them less than a page.
Okay.
We want the magazine, the concept of it when you're opening it, to have that high-end appeal. If you look at even magazines out in Long Island and the fashion magazines, you're not going to see tiny little ads. And we don't want it to look like that. I think there's other magazines in the area that have that focus of the established people with the smaller companies and they give them the small ads. We don't really want to go for that look. We're trying to break out and do something different.
Yeah, definitely avoid the small photo with the tiny print all around it. That's very much right.
No, we're not doing that. We're keeping it nice and simple, open and airy. I think the uncluttered aesthetic visually is very impactful. When you're getting into the little tiny boxes, it starts looking like a newsletter that you get in your mailbox. That you just kind of look at it and you're like, I don't care.
Like a quit smoking campaign.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, it's junk. We want people to look at the magazine and say, wow, it's nice to look at. I want to read it.
Yeah, that's a good first step in ambition, but how do you fight the overwhelming numbers of people reading magazines less?
Well, and I think that goes hand in hand with us doing a lot more online. Having the Magster account, having it that people can just download it right on their computer. I do think that there is still a good group of people, a good majority of people that still want that in the tangible magazine in their hands. And that's why we're going to continue with the print version. However, in this day and age, when you have people that are so mobile, that are constantly on the go, having a magazine may or may not be possible for them. So
also the time the internet is instant, the magazine.
Or you have to go find some, one of the distribution spots to go get it, or if they're closed and you can't get it. This one, immediate gratification.
Close mentors, one of your distribution spots, and people who shop there go to the counter and they're looking for what's in your bag.
Exactly. Well, and we utilize clothing from Clothes Mentor as well. She's partnered with us, so you'd open it up and you'd see stuff from her in there. And so we want to continue to make those connections and build those relationships with people that if we're going to utilize you, we're going to create a feature out of it, or at least, do something of that nature. And that's where the sponsorships come in too, that maybe it's a trade-off of services and not necessarily them paying for an advertisement, but allowing us to receive in trade something that'll help the magazine.
Okay. So what would you tell the people to expect from the magazine for the next year and a half?
Man.
Any big features, anything?
Yeah, we're gonna,
showing it to this audience.
Well, definitely we're gonna be, like I said, we're going to be using Yasminda, who was Top Model Latina from 2015. That's huge. And that'll be our June, July edition. And actually, I'm working on it. I might have Fergie shoes giving us shoes.
I did see she contacted you on Instagram. You were pretty proud about that.
Yes, I completely freaked out about it. I mean, Fergie, she's major, she's big leagues. But yeah, I've been hounding the one executive that works for them. And every week I'm like, "Hi Jen, how are you?" Like I DM her, and she's like, "Don't worry, we're gonna get to you." I'm like, "Okay." And then like they tweeted that they're gonna hook us up with shoes. So I think that's huge. I don't know any magazine in the area that's getting that sort of a hookup. And it really.
I don't even think the morning call can get that.
No. I don't know. I've been tweeting Kanye West a lot lately.
Oh, yeah. Easy season 3.
I have easy. You know, you never know. If I could get Fergie, maybe I could get Kanye West. For the upcoming year, we're going to be focusing on the different events in the area. We're going to be spotlighting people that haven't been hit by anybody else, but are booming, that are growing in amassing population or getting popular within their career or their business. And we want to highlight the influential people. We want to highlight the people that are coming up.
So you had this 40 under 40?
40 under 40. That is 40 people under the age of 40 that are highly influential. Some of them are business owners. Some of them are models. Some of them are your average people, but go above and beyond within the community. It's not always about the amount of money that they're making. It's what good they're doing in the community. And we want to spotlight those people. It's also going to be diverse. It's not all women. It's not all men. It's not all white.
How do you select? How do you select the people like that?
We've been going back and forth. Myself, Darnell, our CEO, and Jeff, our creative director, we've been going back and forth. We were going to put it out there to vote on 40 people, and we're just like, that would take forever.
And engagement online.
It would just, I mean, it would be, well, we did the contest for our very first cover, and we had 4 girls up. 4 is not bad, and we got a really, really good reception from that. But 40 is tremendous, and to count all the likes and, you know, make sure you got all 40 people covered, you don't miss a single vote. I think that that would just be archaic and also completely insane. And I don't have time to do that. I would need a full staff just for 40 under 40. So we're sitting down thinking, who do we know? Who's influential? Who is big in the community? And the 3 of us have been digging through all the names that we could find, and we have been putting it out there on social media for people to nominate somebody that they do know that would fit the bill.
Okay.
So we do have it open to the public as well. We always keep it open to the public. We want their opinion on everything.
Nice. So just overall lifestyle, fashion.
Lifestyle, fashion, trends, technology, restaurants, nightlife, events.
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Everything everyone wants to hear about.
Yeah. Actually, we did a lookbook for Victoria Wright, which is fashion center down near the Philly area.
I'm familiar with Victoria.
And Jeff, over the weekend, did the photo shoot at Fox and Finch. They're a company, I want to say they're out neither Easton or Bethlehem. And they're a rental company, but it's like antique furniture. And it's beautiful.
Wow.
So they did it right in the premises, right in their massive warehouse with like these gigantic rugs and this beautiful couch with this fancy wood trim up top. And they did it right in there.
Perfect spot.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, and that's part of us also building that relationship with other businesses. If we can help with brand building, then the trade-off is, you know, we get to utilize stuff or they help us out with things. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
Good for exchange.
We're all about that. It doesn't always have to be monetary. It can be services or trades of goods. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I hope the best for you with the magazine.
Yeah, I do too.
You guys had a nice launch.
I'm pretty excited. His name was Tyler.
Yes, friend of mine actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was amazing. And he went around and I told him, I'm like, they don't belong here, they don't belong here. And he started pulling people for me. And he was just so on top of it. And he was so on point. So I definitely handed him a lot of cash. But
Sally's probably watching right now, so you probably appreciate it.
oh God.